Hi there Transform fans, this is Skitsmoflap1313 bringing you another video review, and this time I've got for you the Human Alliance Dark of the Moon Leadfoot figure with Sergeant Detour and Steeljaw, his little pet dog here. Yeah, pet dog. Was he in the film? No. No, the dog was not in the film, but it's a really good accessory, to be honest, to come with him. Something really unique, you know. You can even have him sort of stringed up and sort of getting strangled to death. But he looks really cool. Nice detailing of the eyes, blue little dots. He's got a tongue coming out. His mouth can even open if you pull his head a little bit away from there. You can open his mouth like that, and it opens pretty far. So you've got a bit of chomping action for the dog. But, you know, a nice little accessory to have, you know, it's pretty cool. Looks a bit like an engine, actually, with the back part, which we'll get into what happens with this thing a little bit later. Obviously, this probably gives away a little bit as well. This comes with this. So pretty cool. We can put them off to the side, and we'll come to them a little bit later. You got Sergeant Detour here, which, if you don't already know, came with Roadbuster. Well, yeah, it came with Roadbuster, but in a dark green and black helmet. But this is basically the same figure, just repainted. But, you know, ideal to come with a little human figure, you know, because sometimes they are holograms inside, so you can have him sit inside. Sits pretty well. His arms are movable, so you can get him to hold the steering wheel and drive along madly in the Leadfoot car. So there we go. It's pretty cool. And because this is the Target exclusive, he's actually got the Target logo on him. So really cool. And there's like different logos sprayed all over him. Obviously the paint is not like as good as this, but you know, for a little small figure, pretty cool. My one has a little scratch on it, which I was kind of annoyed about, but the other side sort of makes up for it. So you want him sort of like, yeah, I can see you, but I'm on the side sort of thing. But you know, it's good. Nice to have a little figure. So yeah, put him off to the side as well. He doesn't do a lot except for sit in the car, stand outside it, hold the door, you know, stuff like that. But here's Leadfoot, a brilliant figure, really cool. I'd say the transformation is actually quite complex and pretty damn unique. The vehicle itself is fantastic, although it is not 100% accurate to how it was in the film, because it would have supposed to have looked like this, and I really would have liked to have seen this become this. Even if they just put the guns on the side and sort of just made it look like this. I mean, obviously the Target logo would have to be here, but this is basically taking this car and they've totally like exploded it and decked it out to the heck and beyond with guns, and you get this thing. But it just looks amazing. And I have to say, I think it would have been pretty cool to either have a wheelie or a brains figure, so you can sort of have them either poking their heads out or on the top of the car. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, so there we go. Size comparison, I've got a few here. You know, you've got a few of the Cyberverse figures, or Legion. So there they are next to it. You can see from the front. You know, it's regular sort of Human Alliance size. Looks pretty cool. Nice lot of detailing on there. Put them back on the shelf now. So there we go. You see the 42s dotted everywhere. Because this is a Target exclusive, the logo is on here. That is basically the point. I needed to find one with the logo. I thought, if you don't have that, it looks pretty plain. I mean, it really does. You know, just thinking that that would be red. So the whole of this, except for the Chevy symbol and the Impala bit, would be completely gone. Even the sponsors that are all over here, you know, there's quite a few, most of them wouldn't be here. So it's good to get the Target logo, but it was unfortunate that this line was discontinued. Because this is not a bad figure, to be honest. It's really cool. Underneath, pretty clean. You can see quite a few things. You've got a lot of space here, which, you know, if you really want to, you can put Sergeant Detour in the boot. But I wouldn't recommend that. But he can, you know, quite clearly just go in there, sort of hide in there. If not, that is storage for him. If you really don't want him part of the figure. So let's just try. I can't get him out now. Well, that was clever. Give him a wiggle. There you go. So I mean, you could stick, maybe you could put weapons up there or something like that, but you know, pretty cool detail all around. You've got a silver sort of spoiler thing here, what look like exhausts here. We'll get into them in when it's transformed. But you know, all around, really cool figure. Now, I did say the transformation is complex, and it is. It is very complex. There's bits that swing past each other, and he just sort of goes from car, explosion, figure. That's all I can really say about it. There's some parts are pretty simple, and then other parts require you to follow the instructions or go completely over them to try and get to a thing which looks kind of like him. The reason why I say that this figure is better in robot mode is because he looks more like how he was in the movie. The car, you know, it's a nice Chevy, what looks like Impala. You know, it's a NASCAR sort of car, so you know, this is what they would look like. I can't show you the Human Alliance Roadbuster because it's already transformed, ready to show you. I would have actually liked to have seen a top spin, or at least possibly like some artwork for it, because I'm guaranteeing if it was top spin, they would have probably done the decked out weapon version, which would have been pretty cool. But there we go. So transformation, as always, you have to start with the doors. So mine has a little bit of a weird thing where if I move it slightly, this door unhinges, which in a way is pretty handy. So you just pull that out, and then I like to just put my finger to the other side, and then that just pushes on there. This one tabs in very well. Basically the only tab is just here, and you would probably think, well, how does that tab in really securely? It does, trust me. You've got some pretty cool seats there. They look pretty comfortable. Very racing-like seats there. So you can pull them out like that. Then come under here, and what you want to do is you can see this red part for the door. You want to actually pull that and just rotate it. Pull that and rotate it out like so. So that's cleared that part of the car. And also, whilst you're here, you can get these mirrors, what should be the car's glass parts, and just push them in like that. It just sort of squeezes up and just gives it a little bit more of room. You can see now that as soon as I've started doing this, bits are starting to crack and everything is starting to sort of just go, it's sort of getting ready to explode. So next thing you want to do is you just want to untab this. Do the same on that side as well, and that will untab the arms. And then what you can do, you can just sort of leave them like that, but you can flip up the chairs if you want, seeing as there's nothing really stopping you from doing that. So once you've done that, again, you want to come to the top, and you want to just give this a bit of a wiggle and sort of pull this back section away from that, and it tabs in two different sections. There's two tabs here, and there's also a tab here which tabs up into here and on the side there. So that comes up like that. You can just really just push that and leave it like that. You can, if you want, you can just go ahead and do the normal thing with Human Alliances and pull that up, twist it round, and that's basically done and ready. You can see now, as soon as I've done that, this bit is starting to go all loose. So focus on the legs now. So what you want to do is you want to try and get that out of the way, and then lift the legs up about 90 degrees and spin it at the waist. That way you're sort of eliminating one part of it. You can then focus on the legs. First things first, take the red piece, and you can just sort of pull that out by the peg. Do that on both sides. Once you've done that, that will free the leg up to just go fold out as normal with quite a few human alliances. Fold that out and down. Focusing on the legs now, you want to rotate this panel around, but to do that you want to flip the foot down and sort of just give it a push, and it'll sort of slightly tab in, slightly. This bit will come out. It's on the sort of like joint, but pull it out if you want to. Rotate this all the way round. And there's a tab here which can then be tabbed into this quite big hole there, so you can do that. My one is okay tabbing in on this side, but on the other side it can cause a little bit of trouble. Then you can see I'm folding this bit out from the back, push it, and my mistake was when I transformed it was I just left it like this. Push it a bit more, it will lock in. Small little tabs on the side will clip on, and that will finish the foot off. So you've got one finished foot, and then just do the same on the other side. And rotate that round. Peg this in when you get it round. My leg, or this side of the leg, does not like to tab in, so I just sort of leave it as close as I can. Lift that up and click it in, and there's your legs. Finito. So you can leave them like that. You can try and push that in if you really want to. So like that. You can see now that the hands are starting to be a bit of a pain. What we want to do is just lift this up and then get this thing and just push this. You can, if you want, leave it up during the when the robot is done, but fold that back. It's on a sort of it is just on one joint, so just fold that against the glass of the or the plastic glass of the car, and then you can fold that down, and that sort of stops it from going onto that. Next thing then, these are already unpegged, so you can just sort of pull them off to the side. Then what you want to do is you can, if you want, pull these side bits out. They're just pegging in, and just rotate this part down, and this will sort of be his crotch plate. Fold these bits down, these front bits, the Target logo. Try and keep them together. I mean, you can just pull one down and then just pull the other one down, and they will sort of separate. So that's pretty cool how it sort of goes from being flat and conjoined to a bit more awesome and a bit more unique. You can fold these things up and then rotate the wheels around, and this is what actually stops that Target logo from going down anymore. The wheels stop it. Fold them back down so it sort of completes the sort of exploded front car look. You can sort of just push them like that. The legs keep scratching against the table, but it's no problem. So once you've done that, you can then just get the arms and sort of pull them past the doors, just sort of rotate them round. Get these little black pieces here and just fold them against the arms. It's a minor small detail, but the instructions say to do that. I don't know why. I mean, you could leave them like that, possibly use the pegs as something. So you can see the arms are still here now. So what you can do is come under here and just fold the doors back slightly, just so we can see a little bit in here. And you can see here that the joints are very weird. Get this little thing up. You just want to either push your finger up there and it will slightly pop out and you can get it out, or when I transformed it for the first time, this came in very handy, and just coming up here and just going poke and it just went up pretty cool. So you just put that up like that, keep the legs sort of straight. So you can see that this is going to fold up and then join in with this thing. But we got to get this this dude ready. So you want to fold this whole backpack section, and it will just pull it, and it should do its thing and sort of fold for you. If you're not 100% sure on it, then just let the arms sort of come up with it as well, and you can sort of move them around, just so he looks a bit like a star or a starfish. Just rotate them up like that, and then you want to fold. So you've folded this bit all the way down. It is a bit of a pain, I have to say. Let me just make the camera a little bit higher. So you're folding this backpack round and down, but at the same time you want to push this front piece, which was down like that. You want to pull this up, and this will sort of join together up here like that. Get these panels out of the way, sort of just keep lifting it up, and it will peg in. Use this slider at the bottom as well. Just if it doesn't want to go back itself, use your nail or something, and it will just come back. That gives you plenty of room then to finally get the body here a little bit. Like I said, it's a bit of an explosion, but the finished product is fantastic. So fold this down, bring the arms out if you want to, sort of get them out of the way. Then what I like to do is actually come into here. You can sort of see this bit coming out here. There's like a sort of hole. Push that, and that will give you a bit of a hand in getting his head up. Because I would not recommend pulling on that. Not at all. I tried doing it. I was thinking this is gonna break. This is gonna break. And I'm pretty sure if you did do that, it would. Just give it a pinch on the sides and sort of give it a bit of a wiggle and keep pushing. You should be able to get this guy up. Like I said, it's a little bit finagly. Again, this does come in handy in actually giving you a little bit of a hand in pushing that bit up. There we go. Perfect. There we go. So you can just sort of push that up like that. Just keep bringing it up. Keep bringing it up. Make sure the backpack is still going back down. Just lock it into place. Push it up on these bits here, because otherwise it's not going to work. So push it here, and then make sure the head comes up, and it will click in with the little joint, although you can sort of see inside. But I mean, it's pretty cool how his head clicks in a little bit there. So fold them against that. What I like to do then is, once you've done that, is just sort of push this forward. Just keep pushing this forward, and there's a reason for this. Get this thing as well, this little peg section you pushed up earlier, and inside here, I can't exactly show you because it's really, really small. You might be able to see it now. There's a little peg, and it sort of goes onto that, but what you want to do is push that at the very front and use the bar to lock it in place, and there is a reason for this. So make sure you've done that. Then you can use the legs to sort of stand him up. As you can see now, we're definitely getting a bit of a Leadfoot here. So you can rotate these arms for wherever you want to put them. Rotate these little red things anywhere again. You know, you can have them as sort of shoulder pads if you want, or just pop them off completely. They just pop on with little ball joints, so you can just sort of pop them on and off like that. I like to sort of just have them a bit, I mean, you can just go mad and just put them where you want, but with doing what you just did then, you're freeing up the joints in here at the doors, because they bend about 180 degrees, and this gives you room to actually push them up even more. So when you've got them fully folded in and your arms are in position and all that sort of stuff, then you are free to finish him off. But you've got to make sure these arms are correctly in place before doing anything. So just rotate them and get them in the into the place where you want them to be. This one's not exactly. What's going on here? Ah, I see. So fold that out and then fold this in. Yeah, that's the one. You can just fold that against the side there. Okay, so once they are sort of folded into arm positions, they are articulated, so you're okay there. You can see these doors are sort of, I mean, they can go anywhere. They can be folded back where they were before. But what I like to do is use those joints as a sort of, to my advantage, and also use the arms, and sort of get these to be folded so they sort of go on an angle. And what's pretty good is, because the arms are so close, this goes two ways. Because they're so close, it helps squish the doors onto his stomach. And the reason I do that is because otherwise you can see all of this, and it just doesn't go very well. So then once you've done that, just balance him up. You can sort of move his thumb if you want, and his hands. His hands are on double hinges, but there's no real like finger articulation. I mean, you know, you can get a bit of articulation going on, but the thumb sort of follows the hand. You can open the thumb up just to give him a little bit of a livelier look. There we go. Let's sort of just bend the arm a little bit. And there he is, Leadfoot. Fantastic. And you can see what I mean by I actually like this, is that his body is so it's put together very, you can see just through there, it's very hollow there, but if you look at it from the front it looks fantastic, like really cool. But what's really cool is because of that you get this sort of wobble, and it makes him look as if he's, I'm going to say overweight, and in the film he actually is quite overweight, and his belly sort of like goes bong 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 bong. But it is really cool, and it definitely makes him look as if he is like from the movie. You know, it's not. It doesn't look as if he's just transformed from an actual NASCAR. There is a sense of it being very explosive and full of weapons and very Cybertronian. It's really quite something. The backpack, you can't really do anything about it other than squish it up to there, which I understand completely because most of them all have backpacks. But I really like him. I mean, you can go crazy with the front part and sort of move panels up and put panels everywhere you want and all that sort of stuff, but pretty cool. Now the driver can do one thing, which is, well, actually, he can sit in his arm, but he'd be sitting backwards, so it would be a little bit odd. But you could... No, you can't rotate his arm backwards, so it would be really odd to have someone sitting in his arm and him just looking at the person. But what's pretty cool about this one, this arm here, is that there's actually a little section in here to open this up, and this little section in here, although it just looks like nothing, is when you transform the dog, which we'll be getting to now. I'll actually pull this off now. You can use this chain and use that as storage. I'm going to put it in there now because it's a bit of a pain to get out, but you can use that as storage, and it's really cool how that is used. So let's just put his arms in position so we can get that sort of look. So think as the chain being in here, because everyone's got to imagine. So why is this not bending? Oh, it is. So what you can do is, if you just want him in this mode, then by all means peg this on, and this is pretty funny. Peg this onto it's on the top of his head, and then in his arm, both of them are little pegs, and you can just peg it in using that and have him look as if he's holding the dog. Sort of like cup his arm around it slightly, and you could see he's got his dog, and he looks really cool. So you can have Sergeant Detour here, but you know, pretty cool. You can have that dog like that. But going off a little bit of subject here, but the Human Alliance person can actually come up to the top of Leadfoot, and if I just wiggle these out, what's pretty helpful is if you just push these up, get the wheels out of the way, you can see it just explodes. It just explodes everywhere. So I mean, even this looks like an attack mode. You've got the wheels like that, but in here on each side is these little guns. So once you get one out, the other one should just follow, like so. And because of the space that is in his belly, you can sort of get the driver to come in here. If you moved his hands, you know, he could hold on to them. But really cool, that actually looks like an attack sort of mode for Leadfoot, you know. Turns into almost like a boom box where these could be fired and all that sort of stuff. But to get them back, you just want to fold them on the double joints that they are on. Sort of squish it forward if you want. And rotate that down, rotate it. Squish it around and down, like that. Make sure it's flat against the thing, and just to get him back into his normal sort of look, fold the wheels back, fold the car, and you can it just explodes every time you move him. But he's a really cool Human Alliance figure there. Now just quickly I want to show you the dog. So you pulled this out and you've stored it, and what you can do is actually transform it into a so-called cannon. So get the head like I have on the ball joint and sort of just fold that against the thing. Be very careful because it is very sensitive, this trigger, and that dog head will fire it. Fold these arms up, and then you want to twist them around, and also fold them like sort of as if you're making a... So you fold that you fold this around, you fold that again. So they're sort of forward and almost looking like a bit of a crossbow. Place this thing in here, and then just fold the, you can see very, very sensitive trigger. I didn't even touch that then, and it exploded. But where is it? Oh, it's lost. It's lost forever. No, it won't be. But you can see this turns into a sort of gun. You can see a port up here. Now, this is my only concern with this figure, is that this gun will not go into the port. The port is the hole is either too small or the port is too big. However, this is normal mech-tech size weapon, so this is supposedly a mech-tech weapon. I mean, it's pretty cool. Let me see if I can get the... oh, here it is. It's right next to me. Didn't see it. So you can peg this in. I'm going to put my arm like this, but there it is, loaded up. Looks very much crossbowish. Really cool. Looks quite fun. Actually, that would look pretty cool if it was like that. Like a little sort of shield, maybe. Let's put that like that and have it as a shield. It's going to probably pop the... Actually, let's just do it for old time's sake. There we go. And then fold that out. Dog shield. That looks really cool, actually. I like that. But there we go. So I'm just going to display him quickly with his other Human Alliance counterpart. And there you can see the size difference in that he's quite bulky and he's quite tall. But they're Human Alliance, so they're supposed to scale pretty well. And in all fairness, really, really cool character to have. Really good Human Alliance. I would recommend it if you can find it. I've seen a lot of people who've showed me prices and all that, so thank you for that. But if you want to see any more of these videos, press that subscribe button below. You can also comment and rate the video. So guys, if you've enjoyed, thank you. And I will see you in the next video, so thank you for watching. I'll see you then, and goodbye.